Hey, Dan Meyer here, and today I'm going to talk to you about the topic Go Mobile or Die. And the idea here is that cell phones, mobile phones, have become such an important part of our lives that if you're not using them for marketing for your business, you're really going the way of the dinosaur. The most amazing ways that people are reaching their customers right now are really through mobile. And so I'll talk about some of the strategies and tips that I use in my business, as well as some of the current trends and even future trends of what's happening about mobile. But if you think about where we started, mobile phones really basically have only been around 20 years or so for the most part as far as common usage. And in that 20 years, we've gone pretty far. We've gone from just having basic, phones where we could send, a simple message. We eventually started using images in our text. We had the ability to start using our phones for internet marketing. You started seeing people being able to use their phones for surfing, for social media. And over the last several years, it's really evolved to the point where now we're starting to see mobile being the predominant form of marketing. The one with the best hit rate, the most success, the easiest to do, the lowest cost to entry, the highest activation rates. You pick a metric. It's going to be in a conversation where mobile is now leading that metric. So what I'm going to do for the next few minutes is talk to you about my experience using the mobile channel for marketing, as well as some of the things I've done in my business, some of the tips that we've learned to be able to be more optimized and more effective when it comes to using mobile. And also talk about some of the current trends, as well as some of the future trends of what you're going to see with mobile marketing especially. And so, for example, 80% of users use their mobile device to look at the internet. In the last year, in 2019, you saw that adoption rate of 8 out of 10 people are going to the internet through their phone. The few that aren't are probably just doing it through their laptop or their computer. And there's, of course, a few that aren't doing either one, but 80% of your market that you want to be able to get to looks at their phone every day pretty much. And in the past few years, we've seen this huge increase. And some of the numbers are staggering. I'm going to go through a few of those numbers in a few minutes. Before I go any further, though, I would like to be able to tell you a little bit about my background and why I'm talking to you today about mobile phones and marketing from your mobile phone. So most of you know, if you've been following me, that I've been in data and technology for most of my career. And I set up my own business back in 2011. And over the last almost 10 years now, I've been pretty successful in growing my business, predominantly using virtual. And what we've been doing is adding virtual staff and helping clients virtually and doing a lot of things where we're not actually in a physical location. And as we do that, we really depend on our mobile phones for communication, for working as teams, for coordinating our projects, for communicating with our clients. We've also gotten better at using our mobile phones for marketing. So as I've evolved my business over the last 10 years, my marketing team has gotten really adept at designing mobile offers, using mobile opt-ins, doing different types of mobile first marketing images where we're thinking more about what it looks like on a mobile phone versus a website. So all these things we've learned over the last 10 years. As I've set up my business in the Philippines and my business here in the US, and I have over 100 employees, that mostly all of them work virtually. And for each one of us, our cell phone is our key. In fact, there's days where I don't use my laptop, but I'm still using my phone to run my business. And as I have those weeks where I'm able to really focus more on doing new things or growing my business or networking or even taking a vacation, wherever I go, I can still do things through my phone, and that includes marketing. So that's kind of what we like to do. And also, as you probably know if you've watched my videos before, I set up virtual teams and I offer virtual assistants. And the best way to communicate, the best way to rehire, to recruit, to even do some of the trainings, all through mobile. And so the experience that we at Sonic VA have with mobile is pretty extensive. Let's think about for a second, though, some of the traditional uses of mobile phones. If you think back to where we do every day, and you pull out your phone right now and look at what you have as far as text. Do you have payment reminders or payment portals? Did you get a bill from your landlord or a credit card or your phone provider that you can pay through your phone? Some of them take us to the internet, to portals where we have to pay through the internet on our phone, but some of them are now even text opt-ins or text-based. For example, I get my bills now for my Verizon, for my cell phone, through text, and I pay for it through text, right? I don't ever have to even go to a web page. It's completely text-driven. Same thing with set appointments and reminders. I get appointment reminders from my doctor, from my dentist. I can cancel, I can change it, I can ask for a different time, all based on text without having to go to a website. We also can see that websites are also being replaced by mobile as far as video views, especially when you see links coming through your text. You're able to watch short versions of the video right there. You don't even have to, again, go to the internet. Traditionally through a website, you can use access through your data or through your internet plan. You can access videos. And you're starting to see more and more people use the phone and the text feature on the phone to be able to get data, to find out more about customers, to set up sales funnels, marketing funnels. These are things that drive traffic and do lead capture and sales generation through text. You're also seeing more people use customer surveying and additional data gathering things through a phone. You get a survey through your text and it says, rate your experience with the bank. And you reply back with a couple, one-digit replies, and you filled out a survey. In addition to that, we see people that are using their messenger now more than email. They're using their ability to do things through text tied together with internet connectivity like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp, where you can do it through your text. You don't actually have to go into even an app to do it. And then you're also starting to see the ability to do web searches. You can ask your smartphone, if you have an AI like Siri, to do web searches for you, and she can give you things back without even having to go to the internet again, right? So the idea of using your phone for all these different uses are things we've probably all done. Most of us have probably gotten a bill or an appointment reminder or a survey through our text. And the cool thing about text is we start thinking again about what we use our smartphones for. A recent survey by UK Guardian said that of all the people in their survey, 88% use their smartphones primarily for text. That's the number one thing they do. More than email, more than Facebook, more than the camera, more than the news, more than shopping, they use their text, right? And we're starting to see that 40% of online transactions are done using a mobile device, right? That doesn't necessarily mean going to an internet site through an app. Again, it's starting to be more and more text driven. So really the trends that you're starting to see out there, and I'm going to throw a couple to you, fall under this category. If you're not going mobile, you're going to die. And Morgan Stanley recently studied a survey that 92% of people in the US own a mobile device that can receive SMS messages. There is no other platform that you can use that has that high a penetration rate into your target market. 91% of Americans keep their mobile device within arm's length at all times. We go to the bed at night, it's on our nightstand. A lot of us even take it with us into the bathroom, listen to music in the shower, we just can't be without it. We have it wherever we go. It's at our fingertips every time we're there. And when we get a text, we generally reply right away, or at least look at the text right away. We don't let it sit very often. We get to them pretty quickly. SMS produces engagement rates that are 6 to 8 times higher than retailers normally achieving through email marketing. So if you're trying to market to somebody, you have a 6 to 8 times more likelihood of that target opening the offer and acting in the offer than you do if you're using email. So email marketing is basically dead. If you're not doing SMS marketing, you're falling behind. Texting is the most used mobile app, with 97% of Americans using it at least once per day. According to business2community.com, the response rate of SMS marketing is 209%. 209% higher as compared to Facebook ads. SMS marketing is much more effective than Facebook ads. Most of us that have a business, especially a home-based business, or a solopreneur, or we're doing something where we're trying to grow our business through social media, we're spending on Facebook ads. Yet SMS marketing is much, much more profitable. Now, SMS, of course, is text, right? That's the messaging that we send through text. And you're starting to see that if you don't have a text opt-in, it's a challenge, right? Text opt-ins are when you connect to people that have already agreed to be part of your circle. You ask them, you invite them, you bring them in some way. And for example, you'll know this happens when someone says text XYZ to number 1234, and then you'll do that, and then you'll get a reply back that says, thank you for joining our whatever, our group, our product, our industry, our business, and you're going to be now opted in. And of course, you have the ability to opt out, but basically now going forward, they have permission to sell to you. That the people that you sent that message to opting in now see you as a user that's going to be receptive to getting SMS messages. And that's a primary way to market. If you're going to do a text opt-in, basically you want to make sure that you have a short, simple message. A lot of text opt-ins charge more for the additional characters you use, or if you do attachments. So trying to shorten websites or trying to shorten links to videos is really a big key, as well as having really 1 or 2 sentence, really succinct messages. You want to make sure you mention your company name and give value proposition in your text opt-in. But again, you want to do it quickly. You want to mention how often you're going to send to your clients or your customers or your leads or whoever you're sending to, so that they know what to expect. And of course, you always want to give them the ability to opt out, as well as you should have some kind of disclosure about possible carrier costs and fees, right? Those are kind of standard stuff you see in opt-ins. But the cool thing is there's a lot of software out there, a lot of apps that you can use, a lot of websites you can go to that will help you build this stuff. So you don't have to figure it out all on your own. But bottom line is you set up your text opt-in, and the most beautiful part about it is that if you tell somebody, for example, to text data to 26786, that's data to 26786, that's my text opt-in for my company, you'll get a reply back within a few minutes that will be a link to a PDF that will talk to you about the success that you can have when you use a virtual assistant to help you grow or launch your business. That is something that is really powerful, because when you do that, I now capture your mobile number, right? So I'm generating a lead database. I'm getting information on you that I can put into a CRM that I can market to you in the future with. This is a trick that we all fall for all the time, which is a good trick though, because we're giving our opt-in, right? So we're not necessarily being tricked in a bad way, but we are giving people the ability to keep marketing to us. It's much less intrusive than an email. I'm not sure why, but for most people, including myself, that if I see a text from someone and it's a marketing text and I don't like it, I just delete it, right? It's not that big of a deal. It's one swipe, boom. And it's not to the point yet where I'm getting so many text spams. It's becoming worse, and it will get worse over time. But right now, we're still at a point where text opt-ins, most of the ones coming to your phone every day, are not spam, whereas on email, they are. Most of the email we get every day, 90% of the email the average person gets every day is spam, right? So text is more easy to access. It's more acceptable to be able to market via text, and it's definitely much more effective. So that's why you want to set up a text opt-in. Then we talk about the cutting edge of where we're going. You're going to see more and more smart texts, where there's AI, artificial intelligence, is driving smart messages to perform simple tasks automatically, right? So you want to be able to sign up for something. You text something, and AI behind the scenes is validating who you are, what credit card to bill, and where to ship things to. You don't actually have to log in to, say, Amazon.com if you have a certain service that allows you to do it all through text opt-in. These are the kind of things that will allow you to order products or services without having to go to the internet or to a web page or even an app. It's, again, through SMS. These smart texts are the cutting edge. We also are starting to see SMS work or virtual reality. Imagine this, you're in a VR environment, you have a headset on and you're playing a game, or you're watching something with your friends, or you're doing some kind of watch party together, and you get an SMS. Instead of the SMS that just pops up as text on your phone, can you imagine that SMS will actually appear in your screen in the VR with an avatar of your friend, and they talk to you. They talk to you and deliver the message without having to be a text message. It's something that's happening out there. I'm not sure how popular this will be, but this is, again, where the cutting edge is going with VR and text. You're going to start seeing more and more chatbots that do things that allow us to have conversations with bots through SMS, that allow us to do things like handle customer service questions, do follow-up, send replies, apply to marketing pieces, being able to get more engagement where it's not even a person that's sending that. It's all automated, and it's happening with a conversation with a chatbot. These AI-enabled virtual reality stuff that we're talking about, these things are the cutting edge. And so this is where SMS is going. It's pushing ahead. At some point in the near future, we're probably not even going to hardly need to use laptops, because everything will be on our phone. And that's where I think things are heading. So if you're not doing marketing through your phone, you're definitely a dinosaur. So how do you take action? Well, the first thing you do is think about, what do you want to achieve if you're going to do marketing through your smartphone? What is your primary goal? Is it for customer service, for lead capture? Is it going to be how you're going to share your marketing messages to get people to come to events, to sign up for a new product? Whatever it may be, you want to think it through. Like with any marketing strategy, you want to go through the traditional methods of trying to figure out what is your audience, how do you target them, how often do you communicate with them, what kind of ROI are you expecting on the effort. Look at all that kind of stuff, like you would any other marketing plan, but think about it from a text perspective. Depending on your goal, you want to figure out how often you want to text your clients or your leads, and how big the messages should be, and should they include images, because all this will factor into cost. And if you're looking to be able to do text opt-ins where you actually want to be able to do them in bulk, you're going to have to provide some kind of goal to measure your cost against, because it can get fairly expensive to do text opt-ins. If you do a package, and there's a lot of companies out there like Easy Texting or Textedly or Slick Text, just to name a few, where you can go out and set up your database connected to your CRM, get all the phone numbers, send out a message to everyone that's opted in, asking them if they want to continue to do things via mobile. You can do a lead where you're actually pushing things out to people and asking them to opt in, or you can send things to people that have already opted in for text through these services that allow you to do mass, bulk number of texts. And when you do that, you're going to be able to hit your entire clientele or your customer base or potential customers in a matter of seconds, and they're going to be much more likely to see it, open it, and act on it than they would via an email. Or through social media. So think about that. If you want to be using text opt-in, think about the action you want to take, plan it out, do some budgeting, and then when you are ready to go ahead and launch it, find the right provider that will give you the best bang for your buck. Basically, there's a lot of things to understand about mobile, and I just covered a few, right? We're really focused mainly on the text feature, how to do some basic marketing, why it's important, how to do SMS opt-ins, really trying to think about the cutting edge, because as I said before, if you don't figure this out, if you're not thinking right now about how do I use text and for my mobile platform, how do I use text marketing, how do I use my mobile phone to optimize my marketing, you're going to fall further behind. When it comes to people here in the US, 63% of all Google visits each day are done through a mobile device. Amazon is seeing 3 times as much traffic on its mobile devices than its website year over year. So you're starting to see that people are going to their phones at a pace that's not going to slow down. So using the text opt-in feature, doing marketing through your phone, whatever you're trying to do in your business to scale it, grow it, or launch it, you want to be thinking mobile first. And that's really the important lesson, because if you want to be a millionaire someday, if you want to grow your business to where you're making $1 million a year, not for your business, but you personally, if you want to be a millionaire, you got to think about what you're doing. And setting up text opt-ins can be very time consuming. So maybe you do it the first time or you pay someone to do it for you, but eventually you're probably going to want to have somebody else do it for you. Maybe you record some content, you give some general information you want to have shared, you give the parameters, but it's just a perfect thing to have a virtual assistant do. Of all the things VAs can do, having them manage a text opt-in, having them manage your mobile marketing is extremely important. I've done that for a couple years now, and over the last few years we've seen a steady increase in the number of people that come to my business, whether they come to me for analytics training to learn about data, or they come to me for virtual staffing, more and more coming through text. And we're having more success sending out text blasts to our people that have opted into us than we are to email blasts to an email list. So keep that in mind. If you want to be able to get to that point where you want to have $1 million company or $1 million profit for yourself, even more importantly, you got to have somebody helping you do that. And the VA can help you do that. Here at Sonic Analytics and Sonic VA, we have that solution for you. So we want you to focus on what you do best and hire for all the rest. Things like Facebook ads and social media management, designing, marketing, doing email campaigns. We can do all that, but most importantly, we can help you with your SMS, with your text opt-ins, and get you mobile ready so you're not going to be a dinosaur. If that's something that interests you, feel free to follow up. Otherwise, hopefully this information helped. My goal really is to kind of help you figure out how you can be more successful as you launch or grow your business, especially from home. And a great way to do that is to really invest upfront heavily in things like SMS, mobile marketing, being able to do the text opt-ins. That's where you need to be right now, because the future is right there in front of us and it's heading that direction quickly. So hopefully that helped answer some questions. I want to thank you for your time. Now I encourage you all to go out there and do some kind of text message to your market, to your audience. All right, thanks again. Take care. Have a great day.